the issues as they relate to the people here in Berks County.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Agriculture is our #1 industry.
Right.
We've got a lot of migrant workers,
Right.
seasonal workers, which immigration policy would affect. A lot of small family farms, lots of senior citizens, lots of Latinos.
Right.
And then we've also got the baby boomers and the 20-somethings, which is part of your really strong support base from
Right.
what everything I'm hearing.
Sure.
So can we just kind of go down the list and hopefully get some
Fire
stuff?
away.
Let's start away
I'll
with
try to be as
let's start
quick as
with the
possible.
immigration.
Well, look, let me first of all separate the issue of agricultural workers.
Okay.
Because I think there you have a fairly strong bipartisan consensus that it is actually very hard to find enough U.S.-born agricultural workers. And so there's a separate section of the immigration package called Ag Jobs
Okay.
that would, permit on a regular basis guest agricultural workers to come in and would provide them with some protections and some regulation.
Okay.
And I think that's something that is less controversial.
All right.
The broader issue of immigration is obviously one that has been used as a political football. I want to solve the problem.
Okay.
I think the way you solve it is to have strong border security and border surveillance. You crack down on employers who are purposely hiring undocumented workers in order to avoid paying minimum wages and benefits to U.S. workers. And then you acknowledge that after we do those two things, you're going to still have a huge population of undocumented workers in this country, and we don't want them in the shadows.
Right.
When they're in the shadows, then they undercut U.S. labor. So we have to require them to register, pay back taxes, to pay a significant fine because they have broken the law, make sure that they're at the back of the line so that they're not getting preferential treatment over those who applied legally, but that you then give them a pathway to citizenship over time that they have to earn. And I think in that way you can create both a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants, and that's our tradition.
Okay. And let's talk about the small family farm. What we see in the Farm Bill always is the big farms in the Midwest
Right.
get all the benefits.
Right.
We get very little for our small family farms. You have a year with a drought, something like that. They get some help, yes.
Right.
But most of the time, they don't.
Right.
What can we do for the small family farms?
Well, I think first of all, dairy farmers tend to get a reasonably good deal under most farm bills. But there's no doubt that we've got too many benefits going to big agribusiness, and that's why I've consistently been in favor of capping subsidies so that they're benefiting more family farmers and fewer very profitable big agribusiness corporations. That has to be a top priority. The other thing that I think farmers are dealing with right now is the cost of production. And so to the extent that we have a comprehensive energy plan, we're dealing with the high costs of energy and electricity and other inputs. That is going to be helpful to them.
Yeah, because they're paying a lot for
Absolutely.
fuel.
Absolutely.
Tractors, we're seeing it in our vehicles, but they're seeing it
Absolutely.
in all the farm equipment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Senior citizens, we have huge senior citizen population. A lot of concerns about Social Security, health care, those kinds of issues.
Right. Here's what we need to do on Social Security. It's not broken, but we're going to see an erosion of benefits over the next 40 years if we don't act soon. And because the population is getting older, we've got more retirees and fewer workers. So what that means is we have to bring more money in, have less money go out. I think the best way to do that is to raise the cap on the payroll tax. Right now, the payroll tax only applies to the first $97,000 of income. Well, that covers 94% of the population, but you've got a whole bunch of folks who are making more than that. And if you've got a millionaire, he should pay more of his fair share. That will, I think, create a better situation for the long-term stability of the system. I think it's also important for us to look at eliminating the income tax on Social Security for seniors who are making $50,000 a year or less.
Yes,
So
okay.
that will give them some relief, more money in their pocket to deal with rising costs of everything from medicine to heating their homes. And finally, when you look at the issue of long-term care, well, two other things. One is on the prescription drug benefit under Medicare. We should have, from the start, negotiated for the cheapest available price on drugs through Medicare. I will make sure that we do so when I'm president. And the second thing is the issue of long-term care. I think
That's a good one.
the more that we're providing home care to seniors, the more able they are to stay in their homes, and it actually saves the state money compared to institutionalized care. My grandmother, she lives in her own apartment because she can have somebody coming in every other day that would help with light cleaning and cooking. There are a lot of seniors, I think, who, if they get a little bit of help, are able to really benefit from those kinds of programs, but it means we've got to put a little more money into the home care services and pay home care workers better. Mm-hmm. That in turn will save the state money in the long term.
Okay.
We're out of time.
Are we? Oh.
Yeah.
Are you going to be coming?
That
all
wasn't
right.
bad, though.
Well, that was good. We got pretty far.
We got
It was right
some
fast.
good ones.
Are you going to be coming to do?